Hey guys and girls, another video on pulling the golf ball. And our pull for a right-handed golfer is a ball that starts left and continues in a straight line left. So it's straight left, it's not curving left, just straight left of target for a right-handed golfer. That is a pull. Now we covered a couple of basic setup issues that are associated with people pulling. So you need to check those out. We're going to talk about some things that can happen in your swing that can cause you to pull the golf ball. So let's assume that you've got a good setup, which we've covered in a previous video. The reason you're pulling the golf ball is because your club path is traveling too far left, and your club face is also pointing too far left. They're both pointing in the same direction, too far left. So we covered a very simple exercise to stop pulling it, which is simply to try to hit the ball right. I know it sounds almost too simple. You won't want to pay somebody to tell you that, but it is a very, very simple fix for many golfers, just simply trying to hit it a little bit more to the right. So let's address these two components separately. This video I'm going to cover more club face. Okay, so we're going to try and stop your club face from pointing so far to the left. Now your club face is going to be pointing left for maybe a number of reasons, but I'm going to cover three of the main reasons that's going to cover 95% of you guys. One, possibly your grip is a little too strong. And what too strong by that I mean is too far round this way. Okay, a good checkpoint for your grip. If you make a grip with your glove hand and pinch your thumb and finger together, you create this little groove, this little line in between your thumb and finger, which we call a V. That V should be pointing somewhere near your right ear, the right side of your face in your setup there. If it's pointing too much this way, this is what we term as too strong. It's going to tend to close the club face, could be contributing to your hook. So let's make sure that both of those lines on both hands are pointing a little bit more straight up rather than too far outside your right ear maybe. Let's assume you've got a good grip, your club face is still closing. You have two other ways of closing the club face. You are either flexing the left wrist too much, as in kind of Dustin Johnson style. Now, he does it obviously very well. His wrist is not in this position at impact, but it is at the top of his backswing. Now if he was to maintain this as he comes down and release the club with this wrist position, my club face is very close. You're going to pull it or you're going to hook it. The other way of closing the club face without necessarily changing your wrist angles is by releasing the club too early. If you are kind of in this kind of position at impact where the hands are kind of behind the club head at impact, one, you'll probably find that your shots tend to maybe be a little bit weak. If you are this type of releaser, you might hit the ground a little early, you might suffer with kind of fats and thins. If you get that kind of combination, then it's a good chance that you're getting a little bit too much this way, which can also contribute in closing the face. It'll be one of those three things. It'll be your grip, it'll be the flexion in your lead wrist, you have too much flexion, or it'll be a release of the club that is too early. You're essentially adding too much loft. Club face wise, it'll be one of those things. Great way to fix this one when you release the club too early. If you place maybe an alignment rod, or it could be anything. You could grab a bottle of water and put it on your target line and practice standing there, swinging to the left of the stick or the bottle and the line and getting the ball to go to the right of it. This will encourage you to be a little bit more this way into impact, which is going to, one, it's going to help you to create a little bit more forward lean of the shaft. You don't want too much, but you need a little bit. And it's also going to help you point the club face too far right. If you find that you have too much flexion in the wrist, and that is the reason you're shutting the club face, you can practice the same exercise, but you want to almost hit it almost high and to the right, almost like you're practicing almost like a high fade, which is going to help you to put a little bit more flex in the back of this wrist, a little bit more angle in the back of this wrist. Now you probably won't actually do this, but it's a feeling that will create better impact conditions. So give those a try, and I'll see you in the next video.